Yeah, this is rare in this DC Live because most of these, well, okay, pretty much all of them so far, have been first time watches. But this is actually a rewatch because I saw this when it first came out back in January of 2021. Yep, the same year as the god awful Injustice that I refused to review. But this was easily the best of the two. But weird thing is, it's not a Tomorrowverse movie. This is another one of those one-off Batman adventure movies. So, let's talk about it and why it's actually a really good movie. What's up? What's happening? What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to New Decision, which is for anything animation, including TV movies as well. And your host, Johnson Small. Welcome back to DC Live Volume 2. It's time for another Batman movie because apparently we have not talked about enough of them in this marathon yet. Heck, we still have friggin' 2 more to go. So, yeah, we're not quite done with the Caped Crusader yet. Let's talk about Batman Soul of the Dragon. A rewatch. I watched it when it first came out in 2021 and absolutely loved it. I can't remember whether or not that it made my best list of that year or not, but even if it didn't, I'm pretty sure it was an honorable mention, because it was definitely one of my favorite films of that year. And watching it now, a second time, 3 years later, it's still a great movie. This movie surprised me back then, and it surprises me even now how great this film is and how well it works. The best way I can describe this movie to you is imagine your traditional Batman story mixed in with a 1970s old school karate movie. Yeah, like Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan. Imagine those two things together. It's just as awesome as it sounds. So, I have a pretty decent written review for this one, so sit back, relax, and enjoy my review of Batman Soul of the Dragon. Yet another great Bat film. Here's something rare in this second DC Live, a rewatch. I saw this one when it first came out in 2021 and had a great time, but I never reviewed it properly. Now after 3 years, I've watched it again and still absolutely loved it, so it's time to give it the review it deserves. In the 1970s, a teacher who trained 6 students in the ways of martial arts has gone missing, and 2 of the students have been killed. Now the remaining 4 students, Shiva, Bronze Tiger, Richard Dragon, and Batman, set out on a quest to find their sensei and retrieve a cursed relic before all of hell breaks loose. This one's got quite the voice cast, so let's start with the returning actors first. Patrick Seitz is now King Snake, Josh Keaton is now Jeffrey Burr, Robin Atkins Downs is now Schlagenfaust, hope I'm pronouncing that right. Grey DeLise Griffith is now Eve, and Chris Cox is now Rip Jagger. Then everyone else is new. Jamie Chung from Big Hero 6 as Jade, the legendary James Hong from the Kung Fu Panda franchise as O-Sensei, Michael J. White from The Dark Knight and Spawn, to name a few, as Bronze Tiger, a role he would later reprise in the live-action Arrowverse, Kelly Hu from X2 X-Men United, and the voice of Karai from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 as Lady Shiva, Mark Dacascos, hope I'm pronouncing that right, from John Wick Chapter 3 as Richard Dragon, and finally, David Giuntoli, hope I'm pronouncing that right. And if that name sounds familiar to you, that's because this is the guy that played the main character of Nick Burkhart in the NBC show Grimm. I love that show. That voice sounded familiar, but I can't believe it took me 3 years to figure it out. Yes, that is the main character of Grimm voicing Batman. It's just as awesome as it sounds. Overall, the voice acting is great. And then as for the other positives, the storytelling's superb, the writing is fantastic, the characters are fun, the animation is excellent, the action is awesome. There is some amazing hand-to-hand fist-fighting choreography in this movie that really helps it feel like a Batmanized 1970s karate movie in the best way possible. It's so good. Pacing is good, runtime is perfect, there's plenty of Easter eggs to those old school karate movies throughout. I mean, heck, Richard Dragon is pretty much just DC's version of Bruce Lee. And the rewatchability is very, very high. its one and only issue is that the villains are crap. Like, the villains in this movie are bad. Schlagenfaust is bad, Cobra's bad, the other weird minions are bad, the snake people are bad, like, the villains are crap. That's literally this movie's only problem, that the villains are really bad. Overall, though, this movie's a lot of fun. It's a shame it's not a Tomorrowverse film, because this is up to par with the New 52, and an all-around great film. Highly recommended. If you love Batman, if you love karate movies, you are going to absolutely love this one. Also, this is rated R, but it is a very light rated R. I'd consider that more of a mixed aspect thing. But yeah, it's fast, it's fluent, it's action-packed, it's fun. It's just a great film, man. I don't really know what else to say here. Again, no spoilers as always. Final verdict for Soul of the Dragon is going to be an easy high 9 out of 10. Yes, that does put it up there with some of the best Batman movies that we've looked at so far. Awesome film. Highly recommend checking it out if you haven't already. Well, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more kick-ass videos like this almost every single day. Allow me that one, please. And thank you. And I will see you next time where the Tomorrowverse will continue with Justice Society World War II. Please be better. Please. See you next time.
We cannot take it anymore. The time has come. Prepare to fight.